hundreds of dollar bills, cash guns, and money showers. How wealth is handled differs from culture to culture. To protect themselves from envy or robberies, many rich people, especially in Germany and large parts of the USA, do not talk about their wealth. Well, except in rap. Stars like A$AP Rocky and Joey Badass even have the dollar symbol in their name, or they call themselves Ty Dolla Sign right away. Labels have names like Cash Money Records, and the dollar signs often hang iced out around rappers' necks. Cash is simply everywhere in rap, more than in any other genre. But where does the hype about flexing cash actually come from? And what does that have to do with slavery, social complexes, and tax evasion? Even if you sometimes think that rap used to be all about peace, love, and harmony, it's not quite true. People have been flexing with dollar bills ever since hip-hop was invented. You don't believe me? Maybe you remember the money challenge. At the beginning of 2022, lots of American rappers posted photos in which they used banknotes to create messages. For example, Gunna, NBA Youngboy, and Lil Durk. And as always with such things, there was a dispute about who set the trend. Was it 50 Cent? Or maybe Soulja Boy? Both wrong. The New York old-school legend Busy Bee made his name out of banknotes in the 1983 film Wild Style. What an awesome move. And symbolic for the success story of hip-hop, kids who had nothing wrote rhymes about their poor circumstances and the luxuries they wanted. And by selling these rhymes, they eventually became wealthy. Rapping about money leads to money. You could call it a self-fulfilling prophecy. Only cash is fact. For hustlers and drug dealers, for example, who want to keep their money safe from the tax office and the state. Or have you ever heard of a dealer with a card device? And also for people who don't trust banks. They prefer to keep their money in cash at home, in their pillow, or in shoeboxes.
My Nike shoebox filled with rubber bands. That mean my Nike shoebox is my ATM.
Money is so important in rap because most artists come from a background where they didn't have any. They make quick new money, and that's why they like to brag about it. It's called conspicuous consumption. The sociologist Thorstein Veblen once used this term to describe the white upper class of the 19th century. Today, their successors focus on modesty and understatement. Meanwhile, rappers spend the money that the white upper class believes they are not entitled to. And sometimes, they take it to the next level. When Kanye West and Jay-Z saw off the roof of a Maybach in the video for Otis, and then chased it through a 360-degree drift, it's almost like a caricature of conspicuous consumption. Questlove from the band The Roots goes even further. He says that flexing is so deeply rooted in African American culture because during the time of enslavement, black people were not regarded as people, but as property, and were therefore not allowed to own property themselves. The consequences still linger in the subconscious today. I have something, therefore, I am human. Of course, this is just a tiny glimpse into the history of flexing. In any case, rappers want to show what they have achieved, and cash is the best way to do that. It feels like there's a new cash trend in rap every few weeks. Back in 1997, bills flew off Biggie's yacht during a chase, and in 2021, Kodak Black single-handedly threw $100K overboard shortly after his birthday. Kodak also said last year that he had started the money spread trend.
What I said is 2016, I invented this spread shit. Bro.
This involves spreading banknotes all over the body. Quite an extravagant move. Other poses are almost like comedy. Young Thug needs a lighter, so he uses a bill. 50 Cent eats a money salad, or a sandwich. And the money phone is already a real classic. You probably know it from Drake, Young Thug, Chief Keef, and 1,000 others. 50 Cent also thinks he invented that hype, but photos from the 80s already show famous drug dealers making the move. The playful handling of cash shows that the nouveau riche did not grow up with wealth. Accordingly, they are often unable to handle it properly. But not all rappers find posing with cash cool. Fat Joe, for example, has warned the new generation about the tax investigation, not entirely wrongly. Lil Pump, for example, likes to hold racks up to the camera, but news broke in 2021 that the rapper owes the authorities around $1.6 million. It is quite conceivable that the tax investigators will take a closer look in such cases. And Jay-Z has a few thoughts on it too.
Holding money to your ear, there's a disconnect. We don't call that money over here.
Even if it makes some people pretty angry, he got a point. Hova wasn't the first hip-hop billionaire for nothing, and he didn't make it by scattering his money in the ocean, parking lots, or hotel rooms, but by investing in startups, art deals, and real estate. Jay-Z has been working for decades to build an empire, a real dynasty. He wants to turn new money into old money.
But there's some things that you want to own forever, you want to pass down to your kids. And I still, again, I own 50% of it, so it's still an asset that I can pass down to my kids.
champagne, Picassos, and sports cars. Who is supposed to be able to identify with that? The financial disparity between rap stars and their fans is glaring, because rap appeals to the very people who know the struggle. It can also seem a bit disgusting when rappers throw their money into pools or flush it down the toilet, only to say at the same time that anyone could make it to wealth. And even if Drake gives away $1 million as the biggest benefactor in the video for God's plan, he will have earned the money back in no time. And if things go badly for him, he can simply spend the $1 million in the strip club.
Thanks, Drake!
The fact is, many rappers today have more money than they can spend, more money than they can comprehend. In recent years, American rappers have been giving each other huge sums of money all the time, in cash. Gunna gives Young Thug $100,000 and gets $100K back from Lil Baby.
I got this 27 rats for my nigga. Just spend it how you want.
Quavo gets $27,000 from Lil Yachty for his 27th birthday. And Moneybagg, Yo even gets $1.5 million from his label. For them, it's like you giving someone chewing gum, and in a few weeks, you get one back.
You know, that's what you do. You gotta keep some of it on you.
And they're really happy doing it. A pallet of dollar bills is probably a very different experience than a luxury product. It gives you even more validation that you've made it. Many of the rappers that are posing with cash grew up in poor circumstances and now have endless amounts of money. When there's so much cash in front of you, you probably realize how far you've actually come. Cold, hard cash. The cold, hard facts. Is this still conspicuous consumption or just a demonstration of power? Write your opinion in the comments. But perhaps cash will be history in a few years' time. In many countries, cash payments are only possible up to amounts of $10,000 in order to prevent tax evasion and money laundering. Many criminals are therefore already using cryptocurrencies instead. But let's face it, bitcoins can't be shown off in music videos, and will therefore never replace the importance of cash for the rap genre. And of course, it's entertaining to watch rappers showing thousands of dollars in their videos, and it looks dope when they light their joint with a $100 bill. But nevertheless, if you somehow get your hands on piles of cash, please don't just throw it out the window. Invest it wisely for your future, or buy your parents something nice. And always take good care of yourself. Remember that a lot of money attracts a lot of envy. Write in the comments, if you were looking at your bank account right now, could you use your money to write your name? Or will it barely be enough for the first letter? What do you think about rappers that are flexing and sometimes wasting money? And what topic should I tackle next? Subscribe to Hypology too, so you don't miss a thing coming in the future.